Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a fascinating concept, the precision of purpose, the power of specific ambition. You know that burning, innate drive you have to succeed? The exact thing that gets you out of bed in the morning? Well, what if I told you that same drive might actually be the very thing stressing you out? We're going to decode the source material to figure out exactly why, and more importantly, how you can channel that energy the right way.
Have you ever felt totally breathless and overwhelmed, but somehow stuck? Like you're aiming for this massive, life-defining target called success or happiness? You're putting in the hours, but honestly, it feels like you're chasing a mirage in the desert. Every single time you think you're getting close, the definition shifts, the goalposts move entirely out of reach, and boom, that heavy anxiety creeps right back in to take over your mind. Why exactly does that happen to so many incredibly driven people?
Okay, let's dive into this, because the text gives us a massive perspective shift right out of the gate. Listen to this. General ambition gives you anxiety, but specific ambition gives you the direction. This perfectly hits the nail on the head. It reveals that the ambition itself isn't the problem at all. It's how blurry it is. If your drive is undefined, it naturally causes a baseline of panic. But if it's sharp, deliberate, and laser-focused, it instantly creates a path you can actually navigate.
Let's look at part 1, the ambition-anxiety trap, and what it means to chase a moving target.
Think about what actually happens in your brain when your big life goal is just, I want to be successful. Sure, general ambition is a strong initial motivator. It's the spark. But aiming for something that incredibly vague, it creates total chaos in your head. I mean, what do you even do on a random Tuesday at 2 p.m. to achieve success? You just don't know. So you end up running in 20 different directions at once, exhausting yourself without actually moving an inch forward. You're trying to hit a target that's blowing in the wind, and man, that takes a massive psychological toll. It just breeds burnout and frustration.
Which brings us to the core solution in Section 2, general versus specific ambition, and how to actually find your roadmap.
And this brilliantly illustrates the stark difference between just wandering aimlessly and walking a defined path. Think of concepts like success or happiness as clouds. They're beautiful, they're aspirational, right? But you can't climb a cloud. There's no solid ground to stand on. Now compare that to becoming a doctor or starting a software business. Those are mountains. You can see the peak clearly in the distance, and vastly more importantly, you can map out base camp. You can plot the climbing routes and pack the exact gear you need. It's a complete foundational shift in how you orient your daily energy.
So let's lock in exactly what we mean here. Specific ambition is a well-defined goal that provides clear direction, a sense of purpose, and a roadmap to follow. Notice that word, roadmap. When you actively adopt specific ambition, you're literally trading in that paralyzing existential uncertainty of, what should I do with my life, for a comforting, highly actionable set of instructions. You wake up every single morning knowing exactly what the next logical step is.
Let's break down the 5 pillars of purpose and exactly why specificity wins.
There are 5 massive, tangible benefits to making this shift: clarity and direction, motivation, focus, measurability, and satisfaction. But I don't want you to just think of these as abstract concepts. Think of them as the actual practical tools you throw into your backpack the second you decide to commit to a specific path up that mountain. When the journey gets tough, these are the tools you'll rely on. Let's unpack how these function in the real world.
First up is clarity and direction. Like we talked about, having this roadmap kills that gnawing, everyday anxiety of guessing how to spend your time. When your ambition is specific, the steps just naturally reveal themselves. If you want to be a doctor, you know for a fact you've got to study for the MCAT. If you're opening a bakery, you know you need a commercial lease and a business plan. The destination entirely dictates the immediate journey, completely removing the stressful guesswork. Next, we have focus. So the crucial point is that specific ambition automatically acts as a ruthless filter for your life. We live in a world of absolute, infinite noise, which is totally overwhelming. But when you know exactly what you are working towards, spotting the difference between what's actually important and what's just a clever distraction becomes incredibly easy. Saying no to a time-wasting opportunity is effortless because you already have a powerful, specific yes guiding every decision.
Then we hit measurability, which is absolutely vital. You simply cannot measure general happiness. I mean, how do you know if you're 5% happier today than you were yesterday? You don't. But you can definitively measure milestones on the way to starting a business. Being able to track your progress acts as relentless fuel. Our brains are hardwired for it. Seeing the noodle move triggers this powerful dopamine loop that keeps us going even when things get really difficult.
And that measurability feeds directly into our final pillars: motivation, and satisfaction. When the goal is well-defined, the inevitable roadblocks you face actually make sense. They're just puzzles to solve on the route, so you're totally willing to tackle them. And when you finally hit that specific milestone, it delivers a profound sense of accomplishment that vague ambition simply cannot match. You didn't just feel generally good, you built something concrete.
But the benefits don't stop there. Let's look at building skills, which is the hidden bonus of specificity.
Let's move to Hattie and see how this builds an incredible pipeline of self-improvement. First, you set a challenging, specific goal. Because it's a stretch, you probably don't have all the tools required for it yet. So step 2 is wonderfully forced upon you. You must acquire new skills. You have no choice but to grow. And as a direct result of that growth, step 3 happens completely organically. You become significantly more capable, making you immensely attractive to potential employers, collaborators, or partners. By actively narrowing your focus, you actually expand what you're capable of doing in the world.
Finally, we arrive at unlocking your potential, our final takeaway for today.
This is the core choice you have to make right now. Look, general ambition is inspiring, for sure. It feels amazing to dream big and imagine a limitless future. But living purely in that state, it just creates a persistent baseline of anxiety because it lacks a blueprint. Specific ambition, on the other hand, provides rigid structure. It provides clear direction. And through that very structure, it ultimately unlocks your actual dormant potential. To live a truly impactful life, you really have to trade those vague, shiny inspirations for structured, gritty determination.
Which leaves us with one highly provocative question, based on everything we've unpacked in this explainer today. Ask yourself honestly, right now in your life, are you chasing a moving target or are you following a roadmap? It might just be time to grab a pen, sit down, and get highly specific. Thanks for joining me to decode this source material. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.